Hello and welcome to Sports by Compion. My name, of course, is your host, Stephen Compion, and I'm here for a lovely another edition of Meet the Rockford Ravens. That's right, the fall season is out. It's happening. People are out there playing rugby against each other. The Rockford Ravens are back with another series so you can get to know the people behind the scenes, the ones that make it run. And speaking of such people, we have a man who has stepped up. He was a previous hooker, if you know what I mean. A man who has been through a lot with the Rockford Ravens, played in his day, but has come back to take on an important task of bringing on the next generation of Rockford Raven rugby people. Mr. Eric Hipp joins the show. Welcome, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I have to take offense at what you said, and I might get off the stream because you
Oh,
called me a
no.
hooker, and I was a prop.
No.
I was a prop.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Not a
I
hooker.
assumed you were slutty and maybe got around a little bit. But you were a prop?
That's entirely different than the position I played in rugby.
Okay, fair enough. But is there a chance you're coming out of retirement then? I don't know if you heard, but the current Ravens could really use a prop or two.
Yeah, I could sub for like 2 minutes.
Perfect. All right, awesome. Well, hey, welcome, Eric. We appreciate you popping on the program. As we mentioned, he is the youth coach of the Rockford Ravens, trying to get the whole movement going here in Rockford. Before we get into that, though, let's talk a little bit about your history with the Ravens. How did you get involved? What drew you to rugby?
It started because my brother, who's 2 years older than me, was working for Mike Foster at Sunstrand. And at
Oh,
that
okay.
time, Mike Foster was the coach of the Ravens. And apparently, he just kept asking my brother and asking my brother and asking my brother, hey, you're going to play rugby? Hey, you're going to play rugby? He finally does. He tells me about rugby because he likes it. I started hanging out with the team. I was essentially a social member
Sure.
for one half, spring or fall. I don't remember which. And the next season started to ramp back up, and they were out doing stuff and drinking beer. And they looked at me and said, "You can't drink beer with us anymore unless you play."
They were more hardcore with their supporters back
Yeah,
then.
yeah. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm playing rugby now.
And so kicked off your rugby career. Had you done a lot of athletics before that? Did you play a lot of stuff in high school, college?
Uh, Soccer in high school, swimming in high school. 1 year on the football team in high school, and I hadn't done except for playing rugby occasionally. It might like our there was a organization at work that would do outings. So I go out and play softball somewhere. I was in a kickball league for a year, co-ed volleyball for a year. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
was
So you
doing
had
some
some
things.
some stuff, but so you were into doing something active at least.
Oh yeah, pretty low level stuff, but
Yeah.
still doing
So nothing
things.
quite like rugby, huh? How was that stepping in and suddenly playing that?
Yeah, definitely not rugby. We every team we had, because it was all co-ed adult. Our team sucked. I remember one volleyball game against a really good team in the league, and the way for some reason we started out with our worst serve returner in the back row. So
Oh no.
they served to her, and she just completely flubbed it. They tried again, uh, 25 points in a row
Oh wow.
by serving to the same girl, sorry, woman,
Ouch.
who couldn't return it. She had a bad night.
That's a rough night, dude. Ouch.
Yeah, it is. I mean, after like five, we're like, really? You guys are going to do this? And they were super competitive assholes. They're like, yeah, we're going to keep doing this.
Damn.
I felt so
Damn.
bad for that lady.
Yeah, that's brutal. So after that brutality, you were like, all right, let me go try rugby where maybe I could go tackle somebody if someone's just coming after one player. That's the
Somebody.
thing about rugby. It's more of a team sport, you know? You can't
Yeah,
just beat up on one guy. You could try.
you can try, but then you'll get other guys beating up on you.
True. True.
So I started playing. I don't remember the exact year. It was early 90s
Okay.
because I did go on the England tour in 93.
Cool.
in the spring of '93. I did go on that one. So, and I'd been playing at least a year. So, we'll call it like 91-ish, I guess. Close enough.
Okay. That's a early start. I was busy not even being born in that time, so that's pretty cool. Good times. How was
you were busy fetusing?
I was busy fetusing, dude. I was like figuring it out if we were going to come into this dimension or not, which I guess we decided was a good idea. But anyway, so within this dimension, you were playing rugby. How long did you play?
I think it was about 5 years.
Okay.
Because I have to do this by dates because I never remember when I do anything. I wasn't playing when I got married in '98.
Okay.
And I hadn't been not playing for very much time. So let's say 4 or 5 years.
Okay. And when that time you went on tour to England, huh? That must have been pretty exciting to check out English rugby as a new rugby player.
One of the teams we played, they had their old boys out there, and they whipped the shit out of us.
Sure.
They're like passing shit behind their head, behind their back, and it's just like, wow. I challenged. I was talking to one of them, and I said, he talked about really beating us bad, and I said, I don't know if you have any of this in your country, but how about we go get some gloves and a softball and a bat? See how well you do at softball. Most of us have been playing baseball all our lives, like you've been playing rugby all your life. He did not take me up on my offer.
He didn't want to test that out?
No, he didn't. He didn't want to.
Suspicious.
He didn't want to. Yeah.
Was that the only Ravens tour you've been on, or have you been on others?
That's the only one I went on.
Okay. Did you enjoy it, or was it not really?
I had a blast.
Well, why was it the only one then?
Life.
Things happen. Things happen for sure. Things and stuff. Fair enough.
Stuff. I was at a work function team building horrific experience one time, and they said, introduce yourself and say one thing about you, that you think is really unique or something. I don't remember what it was.
Sure.
They got to me, and I told them my name, and that I had won an international drinking competition, which I had. One of the clubs we went to, they had these big glasses that looked like cut crystal, and they held a pint. And what I got chose to do, I don't know how I ended up doing this, but you had to get up to the table with your hands behind your back, bend over, pick up the glass in your teeth, and drink it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I won the first round.
Okay.
Somebody else came up. I won the second round. Somebody else came up. I won the third round. And so I've had like 3 pints in less than 5 minutes.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I don't remember anything after that.
That's really impressive, Eric. Jeez. Just taking people down.
Yeah.
Wow, you had the technique on that.
I don't know if I did 4 or not, but either way, you couldn't throw up afterwards.
Okay.
So I immediately went outside. I had the saliva going, and I just had people staring at me.
Don't puke, of course.
Don't puke.
They're all waiting for it.
Yeah, don't think of rotten pork chop sandwiches.
Oh my God.
But I didn't puke, so yeah, I won an international drinking competition.
That is impressive, and that is absolutely a unique fact. I'm sure none of those guys had done in that work event. I bet they hadn't been to England and won a rugby drinking competition, and that just speaks to the fun old culture of rugby. It's after the games, you get to go hang out with some English teams and outdrink them. It's just that's just some Midwestern stuff right there.
And we stayed in people's houses. People sponsored us, so there was I think 3 people in our house. So you just hang out with them and eat food, and they cook you breakfast, and you kind of hang out with them. And it was really nice to not be in a hotel and be like removed from everything.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, that really kind of integrates you in there more for sure.
Oh yeah, you get all the English breakfasts every morning and sit at the table. Well,
as a big breakfast guy, I gotta say I'm not a big fan of the English breakfast. It's interesting. Like they're serving you like blood pudding, and I'm like, what is going on here right now, dude?
I love blood pudding.
It's a taste. It's all right. But
That and some beans. There's got to be beans and
there's
some
beans
toast
and everything.
and like slices of cooked tomato or something.
Yeah, they love their tomato. I like the fresh tomato, which actually they do have that. I think they threw some cheese on there. This is Scotland, so it's probably slightly different, but either way, the UK breakfast is sus. I'm just saying.
But it was good, but it was this weird the first time it got sat down in front of me.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, you went on tour with them. Did you guys have any playoff success or anything during your reign in the '90s?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
No. Who was the captain? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. It's a
Eric.
long time ago, dude.
Oh no, Eric.
I remember some of the teammates, but I don't remember who the captain was.
Okay.
Was it Mike Sheridan, maybe? No, wouldn't be Mike Sheridan. I know it wasn't Carter. I know it wasn't Rance Wilson. He was a prop with me. I think Kermit was a hooker. Yeah, it's a long time ago, dude. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's how it goes sometimes, man. But anyway, so after these glorious years with the Ravens, you took some time off. After some things wrapped up with work, you kind of came back to the club because we put a call out to the old boys. We were like, please, we need a high school coach. And Eric answered the call. What kind of drew you to that, to wanting to coach and get this going?
Well, a few years ago, I'd always been into photography. And so I started coming and taking pictures at the Ravens games. This is a way to be there, be another person on the sideline, put some pictures out there. And it's kind of a way to support the club.
Sure.
And then I was at a Chicago Hounds game, and I ran into Will Sterling. We were talking, and he mentioned something about wanting to get the youth program going again, and nobody could really commit to it because it takes time.
Yeah.
Married, you want to spend time with their family or something like that. I don't know.
Weird.
yeah, weird.
People are into weird stuff, man.
Yeah, I said, I'm retiring in 4 months. I don't really have anything to do. I'll do it. I went and talked to the board, and it's not an elected position, so I got assigned or corral. I don't know what word to use, but they voted me in, so I got on the board and started working.
So, what do you think? How's it been going? I know me and you have had many conversations off air about trying to get this whole thing going and the struggles of it, but also the recent success.
Yeah, it's been very, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
At first, it was just getting people to know it existed.
Sure.
And people now know it exists. I've gotten emails and texts unsolicited. Hey, I saw this somewhere. I got a kid who want to play rugby. Give me info. And so I would give them info.
Nice.
Very few of them did the conversations ever go past that. But so people know about it.
Yeah.
There were Will and Lauren were working at a company picnic or something, and Lauren said one of the servers came up to her because Will had his Ravens polo on, and he asked her about the Ravens. She said, "Yeah, we're associated with the Ravens." And he goes, "My 11-year-old daughter can't wait for that camp you're having, next week."
Wow.
And I hear stuff like that, and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's happening!" And then she never showed up. But
hey, well, she was excited about it. All right, something may have come up.
Yeah, and some there's always, you never know.
But you did have a camp recently with like a decent amount of kids showed up, right? We had some success with that.
Yeah, had 8 kids. 8 kids.
Let's go. Hey, we're 7 away from a starting 15. Let's go, baby.
5 of them were grade schoolers. So
we'll take whatever we can get out there on the field right now because we are offering all the levels right now. Everything from the wee lads all the way up to the 18-year-olds. Eric's just handling it all.
We officially don't have a grade school team.
Sure.
We don't have a rookie rugby team.
But you won't turn down a lad who wants to practice with you guys, right?
What's that?
You wouldn't turn down a lad or a lass who wants to come practice with
God, no.
the rest of the kids.
No. I've
learn the beautiful sport of rugby. So I could say as somebody transitioned from football to rugby, there's some parallels. But what would you say maybe to some parents who might be thinking like this looks even more dangerous than football, and I don't even want my kid playing football? What do you think what would you say to them as the coach? As someone who's played rugby, seen it played, and now coaching at this level.
My usual answer is to tell them that we do a lot of training on tackling, and that there's a very specific way per the law that you have to tackle.
Correct.
And that way prevents you from launching like a missile 10 meters away, head first, and just completely smashing into somebody. You could, but you'd get a red card and you wouldn't be playing.
Correct.
So I talk about talk a lot about coaching body positions in scrums and rucks and the safe tackling. So I mean, there still have people colliding.
Sure.
And it could be some good crunches in football, but some of the really big blasty hits don't happen.
Because these people don't probably feel invincible. It's just they're not wearing armor, basically.
Yeah.
And it's just like, let me just throw my body and hope for the best. I think everyone's a lot more aware that, you're just your normal body. Okay. So I think the level of tackle is just a lot more safe, of course, as someone who's tackled in both sports for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's if I'm talking to them initially, that's what I push. And then
Sure.
I'll usually throw in there that Pete Carroll, I think it was, when he was coaching Seattle, brought in rugby players.
Absolutely.
Teach them how to tackle. So I'm like, we know how to tackle, and we know how to do it safely.
Absolutely.
I remember tackling people improperly at practices, and suddenly somebody was punching me in the head, going like this.
Yeah. Well, we teach them we're a little less. We don't punch people now if they tackle incorrectly, but we do coach them up afterwards. This was the 90s, people. Okay. That's not quite what's happening anymore.
Yes, it was different. I certainly wouldn't strike any youth player.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, it kind of just adds value to these kids' lives too. I think, sports, not everyone's getting into them nowadays, and it's a little sad to see because sports can provide a lot. Could give people goals, gives them a sense of community, and of course, plenty of good exercise, right, Eric? Is there a slight amount of running in rugby, or is it kind of just more mellow?
I was a forward. I never ran.
You're a bad example, Eric. Okay, the props are supposed to run too.
It's all the pretty boys in the back. That's why they're. I did score one try though.
There we go. Okay.
I actually scored one try. Did the Zulu with two other people, and halfway through the Zulu, I realized I was doing a Zulu at a Rockford Park District facility.
Absolutely. And rugby fans, you're just going to have to come join the Rockford Ravens if you want an explanation of what a Zulu is.
Oh, yeah.
That is something that you're going to just have to come join and find out about.
You're going to have to find out about it. We're not going to let that secret out.
Nope, it's a good time. But Eric, so you're passionate about getting these kids playing rugby and stuff and getting going. We are looking for anyone in that range. What do you think is what do you think is the main thing that would bring this to the next level? What would you like to see coming from to the Rockford community? Why is it that rugby you think would be good for these kids?
Well, excuse me. I think it'll be good because not only is it sports, which helps with fitness, but the teamwork involved. Because being like hockey, the second greatest sport in the world, it's flowing. You go between offense and defense, instantly.
Yeah.
And you got to be able to process both of those in your head to, be most efficient at what you're doing. So I like that aspect of it because it's a lot more thinking. The camaraderie, the sanctioning body for youth rugby in Illinois is called Rugby Illinois, and in their handbook, it says the home team will host a social after the game.
Absolutely.
So it's not we don't feel like it. So there's a social, they get to hang out, they have some food, some drinks. I always went up to the person I played against and asked him how he did all those things to me.
Yeah, same. I always would go up to the guy who was the hardest to tackle throughout the game. I'd be like, dude, what is wrong with you? Why are you so hard to tackle all the time?
You're like, that thing you did to me. Teach me how to do that because I don't think it's legal.
Yeah, what's funny is I was just on that topic. We just played the Indiana Reapers this past week. I don't know when this podcast is going to come out. But anyway, I was talking to my fellow Steve, who me and him have formed a pretty good friendship over the last couple of years. And I think it started multiple years ago when I played him and didn't really know who he was. But I went up to him after the game. I was like, man, you were a pain in the ass to tackle. And then, of course, we just ended up bonding on the fact that we were both Steves. And here we are a couple years later, pretty good friends. So it's just interesting the kind of friendships you can form in rugby. You know, we're 2 hours away, but we're fairly good friends because we see each other, you know, a couple times a year now.
Oh yeah. That the camaraderie is awesome. It was kind of weird to hear some stories from really old people like Dave Carter and Ron Musselman, really old people. Hi, Dave. That when they played in college, like down at SIU and stuff, it was almost like an underground thing, because one of the things that a lot of people did when I was playing in the 90s was you wore beads. That was the thing. Everybody had beads. Like everybody now has the suit jacket with the pins and patches on it. Back then it was beads. And one of them told me that was a way to signal to other rugby players that you were a rugby player. Because rugby players were frowned upon for being rambunctious, I'll say.
Wow. Only sometimes.
Yeah. So it was sort of underground. It wasn't really announced. So you wore these beads so people could tell, you know, well, hey, you play rugby? Well, yes, I do. Let's go have a beer somewhere.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not that way anymore. It's much more in the open, although the rambunctiousness is still there.
That is true. It is a good time. There's a reason that there's always socials and that so many good friendships are formed after rugby games.
I have a vague memory, and I'm sure I'm not remembering it correctly, and maybe somebody will correct me. But we played in the Quad Cities or Dubuque. I don't remember which. We were driving home, and we stopped in Elizabeth, the little town in Rockford, right off of US 20. And like the team stopped there, and the way I remember it in my brain was that we were cordially invited to leave the town. May have been by a law enforcement officer. I really just don't remember it.
Right, weird.
I would just tell people, yeah, I've been kicked out of a town. I've been thrown out of a town. Because we kind of were.
Hey, you know, sometimes the spirit of rugby is just a little bit too much for some people, but you know, for the people that get it, it's a fun time.
Well, I think one of the issues was back when I played, is we used to sing songs all the time.
Oh yeah.
And they're very raunchy, and they're very dirty, and they're full of bad words and bad ideas.
This is true.
So you'd have 10, 15 guys at a bar just, you know, belting out Charlotte the Harlot. And they're all adults, so it's appropriate, but not everybody likes that.
I get it. That is true. The singing culture has sort of gone down a little bit in the newer rugby era. Some of the old boys are trying to keep it going. Who knows if it will survive the next generation? But the songs of rugby are definitely fun. They're a good time.
They are. They're a lot of fun. You youngsters are soft. That's the problem.
That's what the problem is, Eric. We're all just way too soft for it. What are you going to do?
We're all soft. Rugby's gone soft.
Well, that's why they need to come join your rugby team so you can turn them into the hard diamonds they'll need to be successful in life. Eric, do you have any parting words for these fine people of Sports by Compion Nation, Rockford Ravens Nation? What do you have to say to the peeps?
Help grow youth rugby. Talk about it. Tell people about it. I will go anywhere to do a camp or run a practice. So it doesn't have to be at Kieselberg or Lyron. I've gone other places. I've gone to other parks and had practices when I had one player. So I will bend over backwards.
Hell yeah.
A kid that's interested in the rugby.
Love that mentality. Absolutely, man. We are here for it. But I mean, you guys should come down to the beautiful Sean the Body Stadium field and watch some rugby there, play some rugby there. Spread the gospel. Spread the word of rugby. It's good stuff. The youth needs it. Eric needs players. Look how passionate he is about teaching these kids. Come on, man.
one of the things we might have to do is, I was just on a call for a girls' high school fall ball, and
Uh-huh.
in the springtime there were 6 teams that played, not all full teams, but 6 teams. Uh, this fall there's one, Hananiga. She's got 19
Ooh.
girls. One of the other coaches, I think for Plainfield, said every one of her rugby players is playing flag football.
Yeah, I've heard that that's what's happening. A lot of people are switching to women's flag football is snatching the youth.
But they don't play that in the spring.
That's true. Come play some rugby in the spring. Keep your hands hot. Keep them hands hot,
Yeah, keep the fitness level up. Come play in the
Keep the
spring.
fitness level up. Keep the hands hot. It's all fun times. And you know what? There's definitely there's a future in women's rugby too. The professional league just kicked off this past season. The Chicago has a team, so it's out there. There's a path. Anyway, playing rugby is going to keep you in shape and help you with any sport you're going to play anyway.
I was really hoping the USA women winning the bronze at the last Olympics, and
Yeah,
Alonamar blowing up everywhere, and with the professional league, that there would be more of a bump, especially for girls, and there just wasn't.
it might still be coming. I remember that bronze definitely led to a couple of the current women's rugby players we have now being a part of the team. So it's going to keep coming, man.
Oh yeah. One of the things when I was talking with Rich, and I think Walt, I had a meeting with him about doing the coaching stuff. Is Rich said, I just don't want to put somebody in the position that's going to give up after a year. And I said, well, I'm not going to give up. And this is year 3, and I haven't given up, and I don't plan on it. So
that's right.
We'll get there.
Eric Hipp, the champ. We appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you, Sports by Copy fans, for liking us and subscribing, all that kind of great stuff. Our Meet the Ravens series may have more episodes. Who knows? Maybe not. We don't really know. But I know that Eric is doing a great job, and he can and will teach your kids how to play rugby, and you should bring them on out. Eric, thanks for coming on, man. Sports by Copy.
Thank you very much.